Hi, I'm Freya, and this is my June reading summary with short reviews. In June, I read 10 books, and in the last part of this series, I talked about 2 of them, so I have 8 left to talk about today. I'm not confident I will get through all 8, but we'll see how we go. So the first book I have to talk about today is Butterflies. This is an interesting book in the way that it's structured because it's a fantasy world that the character goes into when they fall asleep. So it intercuts between the real life and the fantasy world. And in the beginning, I thought this structure was a bit just novel because normally you have the build up of the reality and then they enter the fantasy world and they stay in the fantasy world until they come out of the fantasy world. That's the structure I'm familiar with. But I was actually kind of glad that it was done this way in this book because the reality was so grim that it kind of helped to have these little chapters of the fantasy world where not things didn't matter but things weren't as bleak. And I think if you read this book you'll understand what I mean. But it was still, I don't know, would I recommend it? It's a maybe for me. The next book I have is Children of Amala. I was struggling to read that backwards. This book is very ambitious. It starts out with a spaceship leaving Earth with 2 astronauts and also a lot of fertilized eggs, genetic material, because Earth's in peril. And it goes from the 2 astronauts leaving Earth to them finding the alien planet they're gonna live on, to them colonizing it, to them becoming old and dying, and their children, generations of their children living on this planet and kind of experiencing it, and their story becomes kind of like myth and legend. So it's very extreme timeline jumps. But if you like sci-fi, it's also a maybe. I don't know. I hope to get to some books I can wholeheartedly recommend in the next part of this video, but that's all I have time for today. And if you're looking for another recommendation, there's my book, First Do No Harm. It's a coming of age with dark themes.